Hi, I'm Jocelyn Ho. I'm a pianist and a composer. Today I'm here to talk about a collaboration between a software developer and myself that combines our individual passions: classical music and video games. I started playing the piano when I was 5. Performing is something that I have always loved doing. One of the things I love about it the most is that at the moment of performance, there's a kind of electric energy that fills the room. People you know, people you don't know, we're all in this together, somehow sharing this incredible musical experience that speaks to the depths of our humanity and the depths of our hearts. And this honest, genuine sharing between everyone in the concert hall, with me being the creator of this experience, this is what drives my passion as a pianist. However, to those who don't go to classical music concerts much, classical music is often thought of as a form of art that's somewhat standoffish. The typical concert is that there are these highly trained musicians on a stage, and in the audience are listeners who receive their artistry. And because of this idea of classical music, this idea that there is a kind of one-sided relationship between those who are up on the stage and those who are in the audience, it's becoming an art form that is more and more elitist, and sadly, less and less accessible. For many people, classical music is downright boring. And as a field, it simply lost its connection with a lot of people. On the other hand though, my friend and software developer Drew loves video games. In some ways, video games are the complete opposite of classical music. They're interactive, non-elitist, they're fun, you get totally immersed, you're always participating in a game. And Drew's love of video games, especially those that are social, is kind of infectious. I started liking them too. It's something that friends can do together and just have fun. But historically speaking, music and games have not always been so far apart. Music has always been something that humans have done collectively as a kind of cultural sharing. It's practiced as a type of communal bonding since the beginning of the ages, whether it be in ceremonial rituals, in a church, or in a late-night jam session. So I thought, what if we made a piece of classical music, me at the piano, that was also a game, that also involved the audience in some way, that harks back to this original form of music. Music as a type of communal music making. So Drew and I decided to use something that was owned, used, carried around by everyone in this 21st century: the smartphone. We wanted to use this phone as a makeshift musical instrument. We turned something ordinary, something commonplace, task-driven, into a participatory art form in the 21st century. So with me at the piano, the audience with their mobile phones, we created a musical game. The audience on their mobile phones can move with their phones. They can shake it, slash it, tickle the bubbles on the screen and so on, and generate sounds to interact with me. Now, it's important for the audience to be able to physically gesture with their phones to make the sounds, because we wanted to make the phone to be like a musical instrument, and any musical instrument entails, physical gestures. And to make it social and game-like, the audience has instructions to follow on their phone screens, instructions to make the audience listen for and interact with each other. For example, one of the instructions is shake your phone when you hear agitation at the piano. Another one is slash your phone when you hear people next to you make noise. We thus created a community of sounds. People communicating, listening to and gesturing with each other with their phones, their makeshift musical instruments. Everyone can play music. Everyone can be creative in this collaborative music making. Now, for all those times we see people playing with their phones during dinner or playing Candy Crush Saga instead of talking to their friends, here is an antidote. Mobile phones can be social, can be bonding, and can be art-worthy. Mobile phones do not have to be a self-absorbed divisive technology. Here we've shown that it can enhance the communal, the creative, the collaborative experience. And I want to hark back to my passion of why I am a pianist. By breaking the fourth wall, we created a totally different paradigm of classical music. A structured improvisation for piano and participatory audience. It's music where I'm not the only communicator directing at the audience, but I'm also a listener and a collaborator. This music that we have created is a deepening of this meaningful sharing of communal bond that is right at the core of why I am a musician. By combining our passions, Drew and I transformed the century-old field of classical music into something relevant, fun, interactive for today's internet age audience. This is what collaborative creation is about. Making something that's relevant to all of us, not just as individuals, but as collective human beings. So I leave you with a question. What is your passion in your field that connects you with other people? How can you collaborate with others to redefine your art for the 21st century audience? Connection with people is constantly being redefined by technology. Logically, how we relate to each other in our art must also be constantly changing. Never be satisfied with your field's status quo, however established and traditional, because you are the ones who are living it right now.